to go. That was it.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. I maybe can last another year or two. Then I'll just do like you do. You can be my role model. I'll do
And
what you do.
call me, call me. But now I will tell you this: if and I'm not asking you what year you're on,
All
but
right.
now once you get to the 34th
All right.
year,
It'll be about 6:30.
you're
All
get
right. All right.
you're
Bye-bye.
losing money.
Yeah, no, mine, I moved around and I will actually age out. And because I got a new job, I got a salary bump. So I
Uh,
gotta wait for the salary bump to
I
kick
got you,
in.
got you. So you
That's
need to
all I'm
make sure.
doing is I'm just waiting for that and then I'm out.
That,
They're not
and
gonna
that
get a
makes sense.
day past that from me.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was a strategic move.
That's great, and that's a smart move. It is.
Yep.
Well, hey, Dale Lamb, I haven't seen you or talked to you in 100 years.
All right. It hasn't been that long.
It seems like it.
All is good. All is good. It's just been a busy time with all the things going on with the breaks and all that stuff. And I don't know, uh, missing a lot of stuff. So
Dale, when is graduation?
May 4th and 5th, Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday.
That's the first thing on my list to talk about.
Okay, okay, I'll just wait then. Because
Well, I mean, we'll just go ahead and get started talking. Now, the you know, I don't know. The rumor mill is because the president had other things to do, but we're moving from our normal Friday night Saturday to Thursday night Friday this spring, which is a real hardship for our folks who work and can't get substitutes. So Thursday night is the 7 o'clock fireworks celebration out at the stadium. And then Friday morning at 10:30, we'll be inside in LYCC in the regular basketball arena where we always, just like we did at Christmas. So when students ask me which one they should attend since they can't get both days off from work, Friday. That's the College of Ed. That's when our folks get to go across the stage and get their name called and get hooded. Please remember at the Thursday night event, only doctoral students get to cross the stage and get hooded. And so our folks would just march in, sit there, and then march out. So, but on Friday, they get to process into the gym with full regalia. They'll get to cross the stage, have their name called. We'll put the hoods on them. We'll do the whole deal on Friday, and that's at 10:30. They've got to be here at 9:30. And they'll be, and we're going to be in the regular gym over at LYCC over there, the Luke Shelton Convention, where they go past the stoplight and go down to the arch, turn in like they're going to Tucker Center, and it's the big basketball arena there. That's where we'll be, that's primo location. That's the best one. We get to be inside. Of course, I'm just hoping my tail will be dried out from getting drowned the night before because it'll rain like we're at Albert Boot on Thursday night. It always does. They had to cancel last year, and the year before we got wet, so it's either cancel or get wet. So I don't think they'll cancel this time. But anyways, we're doing it. Thursday night is the general one for the college, but our folks they get to march in, but that's the only role they play. And so that's May the 4th and then May the 5th. Again, that's Thursday, Friday. Now, I called the food service people today, and they acted like that they'd never had gotten a phone call before. But I asked them, was there going to be food service options on campus that day? Now, they swear that on Friday there will be food service options. So I may try to get the Gaston group together for breakfast. We're going to talk about that at Wednesday's faculty meeting. I may try to get them like at 8:30, from 8:30 to 9:30 to do breakfast in the caf and just get them together to see them one last time. That's not, I don't know. Of course, if I pay for it, I can do whatever I want to. So I think I can, I think I can afford that. So, but we'll see what comes of that. I don't think we're going to try to do anything after the ceremony because it's kind of like herding cats after the ceremony. They're everywhere other than pictures. But we may try to do something with the Gaston group that morning. But there's supposed to be food on campus. will be done in time for lunch there at LYCC. Supposedly, Tucker Center, the coffee shop will be open, and the burrito place, and Chick-fil-A, and supposedly the calf will be open. Now, how long they'll be open, I don't. She said that she knew they wouldn't go past 1:30, but there will be food. That's been an issue in the past. So I don't know if we're going to try to have, my point is, I don't know if we're going to try to have food at the reception this time or not. You know, in December, we were in between. We had we had them both the same time. And so we tried to do food in between, and that was a disaster. As my mother would have said, they had a little shirt tail full. You know, when Dr. Stedman remembers when you were a kid, when you went out to the garden and you picked a little okra or butter beans or whatever, and you didn't have a basket like on Sunday afternoon, you just pulled your shirt tail out and held them in your shirt tail. Well, that's how much food we had for about 300
Right. And
people.
My grandma did it with her apron.
Yeah.
That's how
yeah.
she would bring it in with her apron.
Yeah. So we had a shirt tail full. They ran out. They were supposed to last an hour. They ran out in 7 minutes. And then they were trying to order pizza, and that made the president even madder. I don't know why he would get that would care. So I don't know if we're going to try to do any food this time or not. I doubt we will. We've got options on campus. So when students are asked, these are questions that students will ask, and all I'm telling them right now is there's going to be options on campus. We're not planning anything like that right now, unless I hear different on Wednesday. Now, again, the 14 in the Gaston group, I may do breakfast with them because they were a special group, but that's on hold as of right now. But as far as I know, we'll have the ceremony. There might be water or a cookie or something like that. But no, as far as I know, we're not trying to splurge for a meal like we did at Christmas, where they had meatballs and what was it they had? Meatballs and chicken wings or meatballs or something like that. And literally, they had enough I could have carried it in my shirt tail, as big as my shirt is. And so then that made everybody mad, and I know they all know that. So I'm guessing there'll be food options on campus today. So these are questions that they will ask. But again, if they can only come to the one on Friday, because that's where they get their actual recognition, is on Friday. All right, so that's that. I want to congratulate both Phyllis and Anna, all 4 of their student teachers. Phyllis had 3 this time. One of hers made highly qualified, but they all passed. I know that was hard work. From what I heard, a couple of them, it was like birthing babies to get them through. So I'm so appreciative that y'all were able to get them through. Now, in that vein, they're going to be doing some realignment, and Dr. Sanders knows a whole lot more about this than I do. They're going to do some realignment of the elementary courses. And so I've talked to a couple of you about opportunities to teach for elementary. I think there's going to be some opportunities to teach over in elementary with these new course alignments. And so I'll keep my eye on that, but that has come to fruition. Let's see, that passed the faculty, last Wednesday, Dr. Sanders? Those course changes were approved by the faculty, so that they're real now, and they'll be in place for the fall. So I may be calling on some of you for student teachers again, and maybe calling on some of you to see if you want to teach some elementary classes. And I've talked to 2 of you, and if you want to teach elementary, just shoot me an email, and if it's in the works, we'll see if we can make it happen. But I appreciate that. I mean, obviously they like having y'all. I don't know why y'all hang out with me, but for some reason they like having y'all, because good things happen when they have y'all for some reason. I don't know what it is, but if you have competent people, that's not always the case. So they've been very happy. So again, congratulations to Phyllis. And Phyllis, she took one for the team this semester, folks. She did 3 of them. And we really appreciate that. And then Anna had one, and Anna's was all the way up in Franklin, Bryson City somewhere, about a mile past where the pavement ends. Say she's far out in the sticks. They said even the Presbyterians was handling snakes. So I appreciate her going way out there, because I know that was a long, long way. I think she had to walk a footbridge before she finally got there. I mean, this place was, folks, this is about as far out the sticks as you can get. So, So I certainly appreciate her doing that. Nobody wanted to go out there. Nobody. And y'all have heard my story. The last time I went out there, I actually saw a real giant in my lifetime. You think I'm big? Oh, I ain't even. It looked like you've seen the pictures of Anna standing next to me. That's why I looked like standing next to Jamie when I went out there. That's the biggest human I've ever seen. He was bigger than Andre the Giant. I'm not making that up. He was bigger than Andre the Giant. It's just, you see everything out there. I'm telling you, you see everything. It's just like a different world. And I appreciate Anna going. That was great of her to do that. I want to talk a minute about grades. And I'm going to speak for Dr. Bull here. I don't normally speak for anybody but me, but I'm going to put in a plug for him. He kind of got roasted, I think, over incompletes. During they wanted compassion during COVID, but then they complained about incompletes. And so let's try not to do any incompletes. If there's any way to pass them, let's try. If there's nothing else we can do, then we'll do an incomplete. So let me share my screen and we'll talk. I should have my grade center pulled up here. So this is my 604 class from Wednesday night. As you can see, they're all, this one's already just about made her points. I think it's about 4,000 points in there. And you can see all these are just, everybody's good. The issue is this one. I've only got one in this group that there's an issue with, as you can see right here. I've only got one. Now, but thankfully, he's got about enough points that I could give him a passing grade. If he can get to 2,000, he's passing. I'm not going to do an incomplete with him. So if he gets half of his points, I'm going to count that as good to go. And so let's try not to do any more incompletes than we have to for Dr. Bull's sake and for ours as well. Now, and so if I look at my other class, I think I'm in about as good a shape. And now I'm working with both of these that are behind. But as you can see, all of these are the 3,000. There's one. There's one already got his 4,000. But again, I've got another one at 1,500. I've been working with them the last week or so since midterm, and they've really come on since midterm. And so, that's important. If they make it to 2,000, we're golden, folks. So look at your grade center. And try not to do any incompletes if we can help it.
Dale, let me ask you this. Kathy's not here, but they're not in my group. However, I have them, the clinical work.
Yeah.
I've not one, nothing. Kathy's got some that honestly, if y'all think the ones that's got 603 this time challenges in that group, you wait till you get the groups that we've got now. I didn't think that the challenge could be any greater, but it is.
Yeah. Well,
is that literally the only thing I know, there's no passing them.
That's what I mean. We're going to have to get to the point where they either make it or they don't. We give them a C, D, or an F.
Well, these are going to get probably Fs.
That's what I mean. We can't keep stringing along these incompletes because every time one doesn't make it, they act like, we should have done something different. And, I don't see where the number, but now, the number that keeps getting bandied around over in the graduate program is that, incomplete, they need to have completed about 85% of their work. Well, I went back and read the policy today. It does say a majority, but it doesn't say 85%. So I said if they get to half and a point over the half, and I always do that. You notice I do that. Put your information in there to get 1 point. So if they get to 2,000, they'll be 1 point over. Is what I mean. They'll be more than half. And so if they're more than half, I'm gonna pass them because they're trying to get down in the weeds on it. But if they're not getting half their points, then you need to fail. We need to bite the bullet in 601, I guess.
If they have done nothing.
That's what I mean.
At all with the app tail. Nothing.
Nothing.
Danny, I understand that some of Kathy's has not submitted their AppTel or anything, AppSol or anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's an easy call, folks. That's an easy call.
So Dale, so like along that vein, like mine did fine on the AppSol, but they can't seem to wrap their head around the AppTel. And I mean, I think, you know, we'll probably get through it. And I think everybody's points are sort of on target, but
Now yours
if
are a
they
different
can't,
story.
that's why I was asking. So if
Yeah.
mine don't finish their AppTel, but
That's
they're
okay on
working on
yours.
it.
We're
I thought
just
so.
working ahead with them anyway.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean that's a regular master's group, and that's a little advanced for them. You're exactly
So they'll
right.
have a
The
little more
AppTel's a
time
little,
next semester if they don't get their AppTel to where it needs to be.
yeah. So, you know, if they've got a decent AppSol, then you're good with them, because that's, you know, remembering these folks, they don't really know anything about assessment, survey technique, research. They don't know any of that. They've never had a 602 class.
Yes, I'm
And
crystal clear.
so yeah, you're crystal clear. You know that better than I do. Yeah.
But some of ours fit in the same category that Robbins fits in.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah, but unfortunately, they've got a master's degree, and we can't be as lenient with them because
That's right. But I
they
really
don't have
think
5
Kathy has.
semesters.
I
Yeah,
don't know
I
where it
really
came
think
from, but
Kathy has some that has not submitted their AppSol. Is that not correct, Danny? Or have they submitted it and I hadn't heard?
I've got all of mine, but Kathy doesn't have
I didn't think so.
all of hers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one that's an acting assistant principal, was hired this time. I have met with her and met with her. It's she just doesn't get it. But she's an acting assistant principal at a high school.
Yeah.
But anyway. But
Well,
good luck to 603. Good luck. That's all I'll say. Good luck.
well, at least you hollered duck. I don't, that's, that was awfully kind of you.
I
But
know.
yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be. I mean, we're trying our best for Steve and Anita this summer. We're trying our very best to get. One of the things that I've had to talk to 603 about, and Mark's having to put up with it, is we could all do better if we had more time. But we got to keep the line moving here. They're not, as Danny's talking about. They're a challenge, but what I worry about is they come out of 603 this spring and go into the summer. We're down to 7 weeks when work is due now. 7 weeks, folks, work's due. None of them gonna pass if we get hung up on making the OMA perfect. We're never going to get to the skip, and I want to get them started on the cap before the semester is over. That's the only chance they got of finishing this summer. We know that. That's the only chance they got.
Dr. Lamb, this is Sheena. In our 603, we have several that are already moved on to the cap. So we're going to be pretty good.
See, you got the good group. See, that's the way it goes. I give y'all the ones that can read and write. I've got all the shoeless Joe Jacksons in my crowd. That's the ones I've got. See, I'm too kind. I'm gonna start pulling the famous administrative acts on me first, then you, and I'm gonna take the good ones first.
Well,
you do what you need to.
But I'm glad, Sheena, and thank you for that. I'm glad yours, but I don't have any that are near that yet. I've got some that, boy howdy, it's a good thing we're not in math class.
Bring the Norton out at the beginning of the semester because you're gonna need it.
Well, I'm telling you, my crowd, some of them, if we was counting, they'd be shoeless because they'd have to take their shoes off to count. I'm telling you. I'm not kidding. I got the shoeless Joe Jackson crowd.
Well, you just remember I had them last semester. So
I know, but we're trying, and so Mark's having to just send back OMAs, and they're not very good, and I apologize, but I mean I could keep them the whole semester in OMA and never get past that, and I'm not sure they'd be a whole lot better, Mark.
Nope.
I'm not kidding. I mean I've got some that. And that's what I mean. And the only way that we're going to give them a chance.
You don't have, you got Carl in there, but you don't. Carl's almost on the island by himself.
Yeah, I know. Well, please remember that because of all these rules and licensure and all this stuff, we're now graduating them the last week of July and not the first weekend in August.
Right.
Let me say that again. We're about 8 days. We're finishing. We have to have them out about 8 days.
Says he's on the way.
Used to about 8 days, and so we've only got 7 weeks in summer. I mean, that's all we needed was to lose another week. When we've got the app sale, the cap, and competency folio due in the last semester, now we're down to 7 weeks. I mean, their degree has to say July on it now. And so now that we don't do a formal summer graduation, their degree says the last Friday in July. And because of that, Luann has to have grades a week earlier than she used to have them when it was the first Saturday in July. I mean, the first Saturday in August, it was a week later. So we're down to 7 weeks, folks. Heads up. I'm just telling you now. Summer will be, you got to convince them that not to take any time off between spring and summer. That week is just a suggestion. That they got to just plow right on through, or we'll never make it with them. And we can't have a bunch not make it. I mean, it's
well, ours are in Mexico, in Florida. We've had several that's taken full cruises, several of them. It doesn't matter. They listen. They went on anyway.
We gotta get them out of the. We got to stop them chasing cars and sucking eggs. They got to quit being dogs. We got to get that we can't allow this behavior. I mean, we're the only ones that seem to be stressed about how little time we got and how much we got to do. Exactly. We got to, and I don't do stress. I don't have it. I'm just a carrier. We need to make sure that we get the stress to them rather than us always being stressed about trying to get them through. And that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna start failing them rather than stringing them along and then trying to fix it at the end. We're just gonna move them on early on in the program. If they don't want us doing incompletes, okay, there's not a lot of other options. And I'm not going to continue with oh honey baby please at the end trying to get them through. We're going to work our tails off, to do the best we can, but like Danny said, we got to stop this. This is not smart. Coming out of COVID's over. Let's move on.
Exactly.
No more COVID. No more. I told mine I don't want to hear that word again. If you can't do your work, it's because you didn't spend the time. You made other choices. Got anything else to do with it? So let's move on. That is not acceptable. We need to go. We got to get them back to where they used to be, where they were working hard rather than complaining about how hard they're working, which has become the current state of affairs. All right, I see my time is up. I've everything on my list. For those of you who are coming, if you would come, if you can make it on Friday morning, again, it's not till 10:30. We're going to line them up at 9:30 on that Friday morning. If you can come, I know it's a hard trip and Friday's a hard day, but that's a good day. We get to go into we won't have near as many as we have in the summer or in the in the fall. We had a big crowd in the fall because we held over from the summer. So the summer and the fall go together in the fall since we don't do a summer, but this is spring only, and we're all cycle for add-ons this spring. So all we've got is 3. We've only got 41 that'll be walking. I sent the list in yesterday for today. I got it in early, so Sherry would have it this morning. So we've only got 42. Got 41 in class and got an extra one. So we've only got 42. And Steve, I followed up on Pauline and also Rachel today. So I think we've got them squared away. We had a couple hanging out there, but I think we'll have 42. I don't know how many of them will come, but we'll only have 42. And if we only have 42, that it won't be as big as like in the back in December when we had, I don't know, what did we have, 140 to come or something like that, because we had all that big group from the fall and the summer, and they all showed up. They thought that about 40 would show up, and they ordered food for 40. That was the story from back in December. They ordered food for 40, and we had 140 to show up, just us. had 140 to come. And so, but we won't have we only got 42 this time. So it'll be, they might be able to swing something, but we'll find out. If I hear anything different, I'll let you know after Wednesday's meeting. They haven't posted the agenda yet. All right. I think I'm going to go eat supper before I go to class tonight. So I appreciate all that you do. Been a pretty good semester, even though, the things that have happened, it's still been good. It's just been challenged working with students, but that's what we get paid for. So I don't mind that. I kind of like working. So everything's good. I'll know more about graduation and the schedule when we meet again. We'll meet in 2 weeks. I won't put you off this time, whether it's Easter or not, doesn't matter. We'll meet in 2 weeks, and I should have everything should be finalized by then, and I should have a better idea if there's going to be any elementary courses in the fall as well. All right. Again, congratulations to Phyllis and Anna. Thank you so much for getting those student teachers through. That was good stuff. Everybody have a good week.
It is like childbirth.
Yeah, I'm quite sure the one you had, and a long way away. Everybody, thank you. I'll see you soon.